Alright, scrappers, welcome back to my channel. In this episode, we're going to try to dispel some myths. Some myths about microwave ovens. One of the biggest myths that you hear people talking about and warning you shouldn't take these things apart is that the magnetron has got beryllium in it. Beryllium oxide. That's partially correct. If they were made before 1985, which is nearly 40 years ago, they could have beryllium in it. But the last ones that were made with beryllium were manufactured in 1985. I was just 5 years out of high school then. So if you don't know how old the microwave is, a lot of times you can look on the back and see a manufacturer's date here. This one was made in September of 1998. So this one might also have a copper transformer in it, which is good. So yeah, and I'm gonna get to the second myth. After we get this open, we'll go from there. This one is definitely different than a lot of them that I've taken apart. You know, the magnetron is right in here, and instead of being in this direction, it's in this direction. So it is kind of different. And the way the transformer is mounted in there is different. There's not screws from the bottom that I don't think I saw screws in the bottom that I can just take out. See, they're screwed from the inside. They still got the old safety screws on a couple of them. I think just this one and this one. And these side ones, I don't believe are safety screws. I just don't know how I get so many microwaves. I mean, I know I get a lot of them from the hotel because I don't know what people do, but they try to heat their stuff up in these stainless steel mugs or whatever and burns them out. But this one was from a guy that called me to come in his house and pick up some scrap, and this was part of it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, will you come apart now? There we go. Get rid of that. Now, hopefully, all right, I think I'm going to be able to show you and dispel the myth. A video with my camera or my phone. See if I can get you down in and close in there. One of the big myths that people always talk about and how dangerous it is, and it's gonna electrocute you and all that good stuff, is that the capacitor can hold a charge. Actually, some people believe that it's the actual transformer that holds the charge, but it's not. It's this here, the capacitor. But if you look closely here, right back in here, right there, there's a little resistor there, and it's attached to the body of the unit, and that's a bleed down resistor. So the charge that builds up inside the capacitor, if that charge isn't used for a day or two, all that energy bleeds off to ground. And yeah, so as long as you didn't use the microwave and 2 minutes later, take it apart, and you're 99.99% safe that you aren't going to get zapped. So isn't that cool, huh? I'll show you that little resistor when I get it out of there. So, see if we can clean some of this stuff out of here. Normally, I don't even mess around taking out the capacitor, but this time I will. You can see right here, this here is the resistor. So it's going to the ground, and the ground was screwed to the cabinet. So that's a bleed off resistor. So if there's any charge between the poles, it's going to bleed off to ground. See, there's no spark when I did that. So yeah, that's myth number 2. So yeah, this one is quite different than the newer models with the magnetron being going down instead of into the unit. Other than that, it's, you know, and the fan is down here. So let's just take it apart. It's kind of different. Maybe you've never seen one like this. It's got this little bar on here. Let's just shred. Come on, Mr. Fan, how do you come out of there? All right, we got a fan motor, which is probably copper. Yes, it's copper. So that's the first goodie that you get out of these. Get a little bit of wire out of them. The transformer's made by Zebra, and that's usually a very good sign that it's a copper transformer. Whenever you see them Zebra ones, I think the newer Zebra ones are have changed over to some aluminum, but if you get an older Zebra one, it's almost for sure that it's going to have copper in it. Clean that up a little bit, and then how are you going to come out of there? What do I got? I might need an extension. I might need an extension or a long one because I can't get down in there. Hold on. So, if this is where they used to be made out of beryllium, this little purple section here, that was beryllium. There's some on each end of it, but beryllium cost so much that they found a way around it so they didn't have to spend all that money. But there's copper in there, magnets, all kinds of fun stuff. All right, now if we can get this transformer out of there. Oh boy, that thing's in our way. This little shelf's in our way. I think that shelf's aluminum. Feels like aluminum. If you wanted to fight it out of there. All right, we got that out. So there's the transformer, and you can see here it's a Zebra brand. Can I get in closer? Zebra tan. So let's see if it's copper. Well, looks like we're gonna have one coil that's aluminum. Yep. And then this coil is copper. So we got one copper coil in it. This one's copper. I think the copper is the higher voltage side. Show you how to get that out of there, just in case you haven't seen it done before. And also, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about, you know, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. And if you're not, you know, I'd really suggest that you go to my channel page and take a look through the videos in there. There's like 200 videos now. Some of them hardly anyone has ever seen, only like 200 views on them. You know, 250 views. And people are missing out on a lot of stuff. So go to my channel page and check it out, and I'll watch the stats and see if more views go to my channel page. So the way I usually do these to get this copper out is cut this weld. If you grind that weld, it makes it a lot easier. And if you're old and got a weak arm like me, that really makes it a lot easier to pound that and get that apart. In fact, I can probably just use a regular hammer. So yeah, there's that part. Then we need to punch this down and out. So yeah, gotta set something up here. Let's take a break from that a second and see if we can get the other copper motor out of this thing. You'll always find that in the bottom here. And I just take and cut these little pieces here. And that opens right up. And there's simple one screw in there. And there you go. There's another copper motor for you. So yeah, let's get this junk out of the way then. Well, it's not junk, it still can be sold as shred. And then we'll see if we can liberate the this copper out of here. There's that. Those always do that. I think I'm gonna have to make a video about taking those apart the rest of the way. Maybe I'll do that next. Wow, that one's really being tough. It's being tough. Boy, that is weird. Well, gotta get out the big persuader. The persuader. The 2-pound persuader. Wow. That is really being tough. There we go. Come on. Woohoo! Did you see that thing bounce? All right, I think it might be bottoming out now. So let's put that in there. Wow, that was one of the hardest ones I've ever done. Nice steel there. Still got that hanging on. It's a clinger, man. She's clinging. There we go. So we got one nice piece of copper out of that microwave, and so many scrappers, you hear them out there going, well, I don't even take them apart, there's no copper in them and so everything's aluminum. It's not true. I get a very good percentage of them that have copper in them. So, there, we dispelled some myths. You ain't gonna get electrocuted. And you can always check. You know, you can look in there before you mess around to see if there's a, to see if that's there, that bleed off fuse, or not a fuse, it's a resistor. Yeah, you can just look before you start messing around in there. You're not going to get poisoned by by the pink stuff in there. So you should be good to go on that. We busted some myths on the Scrap-Meister. So why not watch one of the really cool videos that's on screen right now?